Yo, what's going on, guys? We're gonna react to this video real quick.
Footage, like the cops are lying.
You the one made them the people come search the plane. That's why he swallowed the rat.
On August 5th, 2026, it was announced Grade A is now promoting Juice WRLD's upcoming album, The Outsiders, on their official page, resulting in an interesting viral tweet reading, "Now that The Outsiders
Motherfucker had a jewel, dog. Motherfucker had a jewel.
is finally dropping, can we have the Ali Lottie conversation?" The new evidence on the day Juice passed hints towards the items he took being hers, and that he was trying to save her from getting new charges because of her criminal history of being a seller. He got Ali's World tattooed for a reason, guys, referring to Juice WRLD's famous tattoo on his forearm reading Ali's World. However, Ali does have a criminal record, all based around the same charge, which is dealing. According to popular theories on Reddit, it reads, "LMAO, it's funny how most Juice fans don't really know how scandalous their relationship was. She was in Juice's DMs trying to sell him stuff. She's known to get rappers and sell them items. She was with Perp like 6 months before she started dating Juice WRLD. Then they went to New York City where they linked. Then fast forward to 2023, evidence files say Ali was arrested in Arkansas for extracurricular items and theft charges, where she ended up taking a plea deal to avoid jail time. She received probation and a suspended sentence, but everything to do with Ali Lottie is tied to one bad activity." Investigators also noted when Juice and Ali's relationship started to get serious, it was very obvious. An example is when Juice WRLD was on an interview with Adam, where he is seen nodding off, completely falling asleep.
On the fence about it.
Yeah.
So
Juice WRLD on the Adam Bomb Show. We just added Lucid Dreams, man. That single and that track that we're playing right now. Hey, give me a little bit one on Lucid.
This was only the beginning of the constant worrying from Juice WRLD's mother. She would later admit after his passing that she was incredibly worried about the lifestyle that he was living, hinting towards one person in specific.
What were you afraid of? I couldn't protect him. Anything that wasn't good for him. You know,
I don't know. I'm mixed about his mom, to be honest, man. I feel like she allowed the shit to go on, but I wasn't him. I'm not her, but I definitely feel weird about his mom.
the lifestyle. I just felt like I didn't know enough about the industry, and I just
She saw that money coming in. He bought her a house, and she was fine with it. She just let him continue to do his thing. She's like, oh, well, he's bringing in money.
felt helpless. I just felt like his best interest wasn't being looked out for. I think people had their own agendas.
However, recently a new evidence file was shared revealing never before heard evidence about the passing of Juice WRLD, beginning with an interesting IG live from Ali Lottie herself, saying, quote, "You guys really think Juice passed from that? You're wrong, you're wrong. Literally, you're wrong. There's a lot of stuff you guys don't know."
Y'all mad because literally, you guys think he's from a... You're wrong! You're wrong! Literally, you're wrong!
Getting the attention of No Jumper, where during a podcast, they would speak on what investigators were saying could have happened to Juice WRLD if Ali Lottie was right in the Instagram live.
she's claiming like the cop lied, and like she's trying to say it's a conspiracy thing.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, and like you didn't see the footage, like the cops are lying, blah blah blah. So then people start thinking that he was associated with certain because he had like 40 pounds of on the jet, and so they thought that he was funding a, or like the was blackmailing him into funding it.
Juice WRLD had no official ties to any set in the streets, but according to Google, he did have a very close affiliation with Lil Bibby's set from the south side of Chicago. Lil Bibby being Juice WRLD's mentor, label boss, and even a close business partner, I might add. But to understand the truth, it's important to read the details of what happened on December 8th, 2019, where Juice WRLD, alongside his girlfriend Ali Lottie, his filmer Chris, and his security were boarding onto a private jet. But while boarding the plane that was already late for 50 minutes, something felt very odd to Juice WRLD's friends.
The pilot was acting weird, the stewardess lady was acting weird, and I just felt something off, you know? I got up to like, yo, we should leave. You know what I mean? I got up and walked to the door, and then like,
crazy,
to see if the cars were still there, and I'm like, because I was gonna be like, yo, let's off this plane right now.
Yeah.
Like, and everything was fine. And once we started getting closer to Chicago and we started getting service on our phones, our security guard, Hen, texted the group chat and was basically like, cops are here and they have a dog.
In the months after, we actually learned that sources claim the pilot was the first one onto the plane. Then, roughly waiting 40 minutes for juicewrld and his team to finally arrive, he would go out to greet them, but while they were boarding the jet, the pilot could smell a lot of you-know-what, leaving him to exit the plane and call law enforcement. Interestingly enough, the police would tell the pilot to continue the flight as normal, and they did it for one specific reason. They wanted to create a massive setup on juicewrld. On juicewrld's private jet, he had many illegal items, from 70 pounds of extracurricular items that were stuffed into a suitcase to firearms alongside multiple items that were found in Ali Lottie's handbag. Not only is having these items illegal, however, putting them onto a private jet, then taking them one place to another, is classified as transporting, which is massive charges to face if you do get arrested for it. Lawyers have noted that if juicewrld was still alive today and people on that flight didn't take charges for him, he would have been.
What's crazy, bro, is like, yeah, he was hooked bad on perks, but looking at him, you can't really tell. Like, let's go back. This is a good picture of him. I'm sure he was blitzed high as fuck. You can't even tell. That's a good picture of the dude. He was very open about it, but I mean, that one time he was nodding off on the interview, yeah, you could tell. That one super bad video of him nodding off on the jet is really bad, but like right here, bro, can't even tell he's on anything. And a lot of the time you couldn't tell that he was on anything, and you're like, what the fuck? He hid that shit well, even though he's so open about it in his music.
Juicewrld was still alive today, and people on that flight didn't take charges for him.
See right here, he don't
He
look
would have
high.
been facing 20 to 25 years inside a prison. This made
He didn't look high in this interview either.
many blame the pilot for juicewrld's passing, including Ali Lottie herself.
I've lost two of the most important people in my life because of snitches.
Eventually, the flight was good to go as normal. DJ Academics even wrote, "This was juicewrld as he got onto the plane that took him to Chicago last night. He was in high spirits and he looked very happy." This was, however, until arriving in Chicago. They arrived to the part where you could take airplane mode off of your phone. While being around 5 minutes left in the air until landing time, Juice's team would receive a text message from his security that are on the ground that the police are awaiting his arrival with canine dogs and multiple squad cars.
And everything was fine. And once we started getting closer to Chicago and we started getting service on our phones, our security guard, Hen, texted the group chat and was basically like, cops are here and they have a dog.
The entire private jet would go into a quick panic. At this moment, everyone was starting to rumble around on what they could get and try to get rid of it. Meanwhile, juicewrld was sitting in the back of the plane. He ended up taking items that were stored in his carry-on and or Ali Lottie's, because new theories would suggest that Juice knew Ali's criminal past of selling, so he ended up trying to hide what was brought onto the plane so then she wouldn't get in trouble. Even law enforcement noted that during the flight, when Juice and his team got notice they were awaiting their arrival, he likely took more items in an attempt to hide them from the authorities. The plane was rented in juicewrld's name, meaning most of the illegal items on that flight would have been put onto him when law enforcement searched the plane. Hearing that information would cause anyone to freak out and get nervous, so when you add all the items that were took, the nerves of knowing police.
He was a good kid, bro. He was a good ass kid. Fucking 21. It's crazy.
Are awaiting your arrival, it's sadly what caused Juice WRLD's passing. Everything went down once the private jet landed. Ambulance was quickly called. Witnesses claim that Juice WRLD would then be transported to emergency care, where sadly he passed. While paramedics were helping out Juice, the feds and canines were going through the luggage on the plane. The dogs were quick to sniff out all the illegal items, raising the question of why did Juice WRLD attempt to bring all of this onto a private jet. It would then later be revealed by Juice WRLD's photographer Chris that everything was brought onto the private jet as it was going to be used for Juice WRLD's birthday party.
Weekend, we're going to Chicago to celebrate his birthday. It was just his birthday the other day, but we're going this weekend, Saturday. We're flying out there. We're gonna have a birthday party with his mom and family and friends and stuff like that from out there. So
2 of the rapper's security guards would be arrested at the scene for firearms that were on the plane. Then later, Juice WRLD's photographer was also arrested and booked with a misdemeanor charge. With an investigation now in place, Rap OG Boosie would suggest that the pilot of the plane was ultimately responsible for the passing of Juice WRLD, referring to the pilot as a snitch.
I want deaf pilot. Somebody need the deaf pilot, bro. The one who told them
Hey,
people they had
Gunter,
on the
get down.
plane. You the one made them the people come search the plane. That's why he swallowed the rat, the snitches. It's a worldwide epidemic. Snitches. Oh, snitching ass driving the plane, gonna alert the authority. You snitch.
Where the main question that everyone was asking is, how did law enforcement know that Juice WRLD was carrying several pounds of illegal extracurricular items on this plane? Some even linked it towards Ali Lottie's countless cases of trafficking charges. Or was it all a setup for Juice WRLD to finally distance himself from the spotlight? Because right before he passed, he tweeted, "My goal is to get overly famous, shine for a couple of years, then fake."
Nah, this guy's taking this out of context. This is, look at the timestamp, April 24th, 2017. I don't even think Juice was big then. This is obviously right before he blew up. I understand that, but this is before, like, yeah, died. He died in 2019. This is 2 years before any of that.
My passing, because something odd happened after rappers started reacting to the passing of Juice WRLD, beginning with Eminem, who Juice took a lot of inspiration from, which is why it was a very special moment where Eminem gave heavy praise for Juice and all of his talents.
Yo, shout to Juice too, man. Like, yo, that kid was so talented, man. He, like, his freestyle he did on Westwood where he rapped for an hour, like, what the? That's the that we used to try to do at the hip hop shop.
To even the time that Eminem would speak further on Juice WRLD.
To be so young, he like mastered that so quickly. Like his potential was so off the chart.
But then things changed when G Herbo would react to Juice WRLD. He was a very long time friend of his, but it also started a lot of theories.
Man, I don't know. You know, that was my real little brother, bro. So it's like, man, I don't know. We still, you know, we dealing with that day, to be honest, man. It's still, of course, I'm not even gonna say I don't think it ain't even been a day he ain't crossed my mind in some form or fashion, you know what I'm saying? So.
Because a lot of fans couldn't accept what happened, so they started digging into if it was even real, beginning with Juice's lyric about John Lennon. In his song All Girls Are the Same, he raps, "I'm a jealous boy, really feel like John Lennon." At first it might seem just like a generic name drop, but when you look closer, something very odd happens. Juice WRLD passed on December 8th, 2019. On that exact date, John Lennon passed on December 8th, 1980, just 39 years earlier. This alone made a lot of fans stop and wonder if it was a weird coincidence or something more. Because Juice WRLD didn't just randomly mention John Lennon. He said that he felt like him, using the words jealous boy. This could mean that he was talking about being emotional or struggling with feelings, something that John Lennon talked about often in his own music. Some even point out that both artists were known for speaking their minds and being different from others. They were also both very young when they passed. John Lennon being 40, Juice WRLD just turning 21.
They weren't both fucking young. Juice was young.
Their
John
passings
Lennon
were
put
followed
40
by a
years
lot
in
of
it.
confusion. However, there is still one viral tweet that leaves everyone questioning Juice's passing till today. Reading, quote, "I don't know what it is, but I just can't stop thinking about this one IG live where juicewrld accomplished his life goal, which is buying his mother a home and setting her up for life. I hope he didn't just give up on himself after doing what he felt he needed to do."
You can repay your mama for everything that she did for you. You feel me? See, speaking of my mama, here she come right now. Mama, come here. I was just telling everybody about your house and the world. I got my mama a house. Of course I'm gonna tell the world I got my mama a house.
This was the exact gift that later gave inspiration to Juice making his song Relocate, where you can hear Juice's mother in the beginning of the song thanking him for the house and other gifts that he gave her. Juice was extremely grateful for his mother raising him all by herself and wanted to pay it back in a huge way. He spent over $2 million on that home to get her into a great spot financially, but there was also something else that juicewrld wanted to do but was never able to. He shared a dream of creating a facility for people to hang out at. He claims that he would have wanted it to be similar to MTV's Fantasy Factory, where you could play multiple different sports inside of a warehouse.
I want to open up something similar to like the Fantasy Factory, you know, Rob Daddy's place. I want bands and musicians and
He looked fucking high as hell in this one.
and rappers and singers. I want there could be a basketball rim there, foam pit, skateboarding, outside, maybe if it's in the right area, some dirt mounds for people doing motocross. Just like a perfect fun place, you know?
But unfortunately, with his time cut short, he didn't get to accomplish it in time. But the money created from his music still goes towards a very good cause. Many juicewrld fans would be pleased to know that there is a charity called the 999 Foundation, where even when juicewrld was alive, he assured fans that he'd do his best to make sure his fans' lives get better any way he could.
Everything that you're going through, I got you. I'm here. I'm holding your hand just like this.
R.I.P. juicewrld, guys. Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for watching.